It's 43 degrees Fahrenheit in Inverness. Get down there by that bridge there along the river. That's a cold-ass fucking place to be, even when it's relatively warm. What? Hello, YouTubers. This is Joe Kersey on Sunday. Well, it's Sunday evening. No, I may be wrong on this. This may be Monday morning at 5:28. Monday morning, December. According to my computer up here, it says Monday morning, December 18th, 5:28. Now, if you had nailed me to the wall and tortured me, I would have said this is Sunday evening. I think I would have been wrong. It's that time of year where you really can't tell what time it is, or whether it's day or night. Well, right, it's obviously it's dark right now. I think. Well, no, I was not. I did not go to bed. I thought I hadn't gone to bed yet, and so that's why I'm saying, it's, man, I just really don't like this time of year. No, I really don't. Okay, so I'll take the computer's word for it. Monday, December 18th, 5:29, 0529. Eastern Time. Well, there we are. God's given me a new day. Thank you, Lord. I've got Billy bread on the stove. We're ready to go here. Let's do it again. Okay. Well, so let's review what happened yesterday. Seeing as how yesterday is what I thought today still was. Oh, I like that. Seeing as how yesterday is what I thought today still was. Somebody could make a movie title out of that. Or a sermon. Or a meditation. Or a meditatione, if you like the Latin. Oh, gosh. Okay, fine. So, I indeed did go to church on Sunday, i.e. yesterday, which I kind of still think it might well be today. The more I'm thinking about it, it's very clear it is Monday morning, and I was not aware of the transitions. Okay, fine. All right. So, I did have a very nice conversation at church with one of the women in the Elder Guild, who, there's a woman in the Elder Guild that may or may not have some sort of serious hypermitotic lesion problem, let's put it that way. Which, when she first became ill couple of years ago, 3 years ago now, 2.5 years ago, it was billed as kind of an infectious problem, but now it's I'm now aware that it probably was a hypermitotic lesion problem. That's called cancer, by the way. We were, one attending physician of ours when we were training said, "Don't say cancer in front of the patient." He also had kind of like a Bell's palsy thing. He's, no, Don't call it cancer in front of the patient. It's called hypermitotic lesion. It took me a while to catch on to that. And I never did sort of like adopt that practice. But I was far more fascinated by his Bell's palsy, sort of like talking out the corner of his mouth like a gangster, than I was about his terminology. So yesterday afternoon, about 1:30 in the afternoon, Tony Ballman and Tamra called me, and Tamra's, well, they're in town. I mean, they're not in town. They're over in Yellow Springs, and they're staying in Tamra's mother's apartment. And Tamra's in from New Mexico, and she's doing some CME stuff, and she's doing it the right way. It's one of these things where they, you get a series of questions, and you see what your first pass answer is, and then you read the references, and you see how you'd answer them. And that's the way to do it. That's the way the New England Journal stuff is, really, that I do in March of each year. And this little emphasis was on, and it's all geared toward general practice physicians, family physicians, that sort of thing. And the thing about internal medicine and general medicine, medicine as opposed to surgery, is that it's a lot of this shit's counterintuitive. In other words, the first couple of passes that you want to answer. First of all, I've learned now. I mean, of course, now I've been doing this since 1975. The first couple of passes, you say, well, that's that's not going to be the right answer. But a lot of this had to do with basic sort of well, I won't say basic cardiology. It had to do with the diagnosis and management of coronary artery disease in its various stages. Okay, that's fair enough, because a lot of general practice docs have to do that. I will say, well, no, anyway, so she was reading me the questions, and we were discussing the answers, because unlike a lot of these questions, it's like, you have several answers that you can give. Say you have like 7 answers, and you select the ones that you think are correct out of this list of 7. So, it's really nice for me to be able to think like a doc and talk like a doc with another doc, because I don't get to do that very often anymore. So that was fun. I mean, we did that for about an hour and a half. And then Tony Pincham joined us, and he suffered us to carry on with the bullshit for a while. And then they went off and did, Tony and Tamra did their thing, and then Tony Pincham and I did our thing, talked for a while. And then somewhere along the line, the evening seemed to draw to an end. But not because of anything, not because of any personal incoherence. It's just, it's dark. It gets dark at 4:30 now. Lord knows how awful it is for people over there in the UK. Yeah, it must get dark around 3:30. There's Puppy. Oh, come on. Where's Puppy? Come here, Puppy. Well, there's my dog over there in my hat. My little puppy dog in my hat. I like that. In many ways, I'm still a kid at heart. So yeah. Well, anyway, so that was a great afternoon actually. I want to keep laughing. I don't know. Well, laughing's better than crying. How about cry with laughter? No, 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 no. I'm not pissing and moaning. I'm just merely saying that, So this is Monday. So this is the day. This is the day of my son's mother's wakey thing. And, there've been a number of offers to get me down there, but nobody's ever said they're going to drive my ass back. So I just don't want to. Now I could stand out on the side of the road and get my Uber, and at say 3:30 in the afternoon, it'd be still be daylight. That wouldn't be an issue really to get down there. To this crematorium. I don't. I just. Second of all, I don't really want to go to the damn Villanova, if that's where it's going to be. I don't like the Villanova. Actually, I can see why Faith, did her best to get banned from the Villanova, because she said she liked the Villanova because it was a quarter mile up from the house. See, when we lived a little farther up east on Fenway Road, I mean, we could just walk up there to the Villanova. It was, it's a good serviceable restaurant. And there's a pizza joint there too. And now, since she was a little farther down, she took to driving, and then of course, when she got so she didn't really want to drive, she'd have somebody try to drive her. But as I've mentioned before, my ex-wife liked to make scenes in restaurants. I mean, every restaurant. It didn't matter if there was a scene that was warranted. And there are very few times there's a scene warranted in a restaurant. I mean, if you don't like the place, just don't go back. But no, that was not her philosophy. Her philosophy was to maximally milk any situation for all she could create a stir about. Yeah, she was one of those people. And you'd go out with her, you'd go out to dinner with her, and you just knew there was going to be holy hell break loose at some point, and it's going to fall on the shoulders of some, hapless waiter or waitress. Not hapless in the sense of not being able to do their job, but just unsuspecting. I'll tell you, there's a special place in hell for those kind of people that do that to people that work in service industries. Don't do that to people. If you don't like what's happening at the joint you're going to, just don't go back. No, that was not Faith's way. Faith's way was to maximally make as much noise as possible about the most trivial, and actually sometimes just flat out made up. Sometimes just no factual basis at all. Oh, Lord. Good thing I'm gay, because I could get out of that with, honor intact. Well, she's standing in the presence of God right now. Her soul is, at any rate. So, there it is. Yeah, so she was banned from the Villanova because she threw a glass of wine on my daughter-in-law one night. That did not get her banned. What got her banned was a second night, she got pissed off at a guy behind her who was, yakking a lot in the booth behind her. And she turned around and poured a glass of wine on his head. That's what got her banned. So the hostess and the manager dragged her ass out and stuck her on the curb. Outside the door. She said, how am I going to get back home? I said, we don't care. You just, you're banned for life from the Villanova. So when Thomas said he was planning on having her little wake there and bringing her ashes up with him, I thought, that's great because, she was banned in life. But now will she be banned in death? I may have talked about this the other day. I still think it's a great idea, though. I'm really taken with that idea. Do you think they're going to ban her in death as well? Well, our priest this morning, Terry Howland, is sick. God bless him. Apparently was sick on Saturday as well, so he called the deacon, one of our deacons. Well, we have a deacon. Well, we have a couple of deacons that go. Well, no, I guess we have one deacon that goes to our church. Not as an assignment, not like a deacon's assignment, but she does attend our church. And he said, go ahead and do morning prayer, because the deacon won't, or the bishop won't let our deacons distribute pre-consecrated bread and wine to people. Bishop Bridenthal's kind of strange. I don't know why. It's his prerogative. He's the bishop. I think you guys know how much I give credence to that kind of stuff one way or the other. Nonetheless, if you're going to play the game, go play the rules. Play by the rules. So, so Jackie Burns, and she gave a nice sermon. Jackie was a really good preacher, as a lot of the deacons are. And she does a lot of work at the women's prison up in Marysville, Ohio. And she was talking about how the women in the prison celebrate Christmas. I've got a lot of time to listen to that stuff because and the thing about getting out of prison in Ohio apparently is, they basically put your ass on the curb there by the bus station and you have $10 if you have that, and that's it. Good luck, bud. And so many jobs in Ohio that, you think about, whether you have a criminal record or not shouldn't make a damn bit of difference. I mean, you can't get a job because of the licensure laws. And now, if you're going to put these people in prison to punish them and say, "Oh, here now you're going to get a second chance," you're not going to get a second chance if you've got this. I don't care if you can vote or not. That doesn't bother me one way or the other. Felons can vote, or not. But a felony conviction, you've got stuff that follows you around, and God forbid you get on the sex offenders list for, taking a piss against a tree in a public park or something. Get a grip, Ohio. Guys need to take a leak, sometimes. You're hardly flashing somebody if you have to take a leak at night. It's like 1 a.m. Oh, they're offending public decency. No, you're not. You're just trying to empty your bladder. There isn't a single guy out there that hasn't done that from time to time, and I'm telling you that right now. How do we get there? So, I can't remember if I told you this or not. Well, I'll tell you again if I have. And if I haven't, then I'll tell you the first time. Um, I got this very nice letter from my sister, from whom I am kind of estranged because of the estate stuff about my mother's estate. Yeah, there's that little matter of about $430,000 that I think is rightfully mine. But I think we're going to let that slide. I think I'm going to have to let that slide because I know I'm not going to get it. It's just stuff. It's just stuff. It's just stuff. Yeah, it would have been nice to have my share of the estate, but I am but a simple country anesthesiologist. This is a handwritten letter. I may have mentioned this. This is a handwritten letter. I mean, how often do you get a handwritten letter like this? She's gotten really nice printing too. She used to sort of like do connected writing, which was nice, but I don't like to read connected writing. This is really, she's got really nice handwriting. Although I like to do block, sort of unsealed capital letters. Like the capital letters being big and then the other letters being smaller, but they're capital letters. They're uppercase letters, but they're smaller inside. And she was talking about the Christmas tree, and then talked about her husband Ed deciding not to coach Little League anymore after 52 years. They named the field after him in Midland, Michigan. And she does, she judges ice skating and ice dancing on a national level. So she's going down to Detroit to do some judging this weekend. And she was talking about some of her travels during the summer. And then, there's some deeply personal stuff about, just deeply personal stuff. Not about me, but I can't talk about that. That would be wrong. But suffice to say, she's going to go through the next couple of years, 2.5, 3 years of her life are going to be really grim. Let's put it that way. So I'd say I'd do anything I could to help you, Hallie. All you have to do is ask. I don't know who actually fucked me over in this fucking estate stuff, but I've always had my suspicions, but perhaps Faith was always saying, no, you have it all wrong. Maybe I do have it all wrong. All I know is there's about $430,000 out there that I should have. I'm letting that slide. As a Christian, we're supposed to forgive. And I do forgive. I mean, I forgive. I mean, you forgive, but you never forget. Now, I'm sure my sister was aware of that, too. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, so Tony Pincham called, as I said, during the little CME session there with Tony and Tamra, and man, I obviously, good Lord, it's 6 o'clock, allegedly in the morning. Just this time of year, just really. Okay, wine. There's Puppy over there. Well, I've made some tea. I'm going to have some tea here in a few minutes. After it cools down so it won't destroy my mouth. I've got some food on the pot over there, on the stove. So If I can bestir myself, I'll eat some of the food. I can see why my mother kind of like quasi-starved herself. She's just too damn lazy to eat. Excuse me. Living alone kind of sucks in a way. It doesn't in a way, and it does in a way. I was talking to somebody at church about that the other day. Well, yesterday. I was trying to investigate an alleged case of metastatic cancer that a woman who is clearly becoming rapidly demented, and it was led me down the primrose path of misinformation a couple of times. So I wanted to check it out with another person who would know that. And she said, yeah, what this other individual had said was true, but as I thought, the principal involved wouldn't necessarily want this noised about, even on the prayer list. So, yeah, such are the perils of coordinating the prayer list. Huh? It's just long enough to be warm, and just short enough to be, worth leaving on. I used the number one clipper setting, on the little hair stuff. I could do this all over my head. I'm not going to do that. Because then I'd look like I'm a psychopath in an institution. And I'm not there yet. Okay. I don't know. Hell, it's early. I mean, the evening may hold all sorts of things for me. I don't know. No, it's not evening. It's morning. Seems to me like it's evening, but if the sun comes up around 7, then I'll know it's morning. That's a good saying. If the sun comes up around 7, then I'll know it's morning. So I'll say bye-bye, YouTubers. Good Lord, 27 minutes. Good grief, Joe.